we go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday, August 2nd, trade deadline day. This is the BatX release show on covers with Derek Carty. I'm your co-host, Josh Ingles. Great to see everybody there in the chat. As always, joining us here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. Johnny, Jake, another Jake. Great to see everybody in the chat. As always, let's kick off another August. A little 2-0 for the boys to finish last week. Finish the month over 10 units, 19 units over the last 2 months to win a unit per bet. April and May weren't that great, but we've certainly made up ground over the last 2 weeks or the last 2 months. How are we doing today? Derek, welcome to August.
Yeah, doing great. You know, like you said, it was a little bit of a slow start to the year, but appreciate everyone who stuck with us. And I think once we moved the show time back to 11, that made a big difference. The lines are just so much better. You know, we see them move before the show at 11 a lot of times. By 1 o'clock, all the best lines were gone. So we've done really well since just getting in early. And yeah, finished out last week really strong. The Snell bet hitting at the last moment was really exciting. And that's one where if you were kind of game log hunting, I think someone in chat said that day, it had only hit, a lefty had only hit that number twice against them all year. And it was the 2 All-Star game starters. And then Snell, I guess, became the third. But it's the kind of thing where if you're considering all the factors and you're running a projection, you're not afraid to go out on a limb like that sometimes when the things are pointing in that direction. And so that was a really fun one to hit.
Okay, so apologies right away. Looks like I might be having some internet issues, so we'll get that out of the way. New phone, so you might hear some beeps. Apologize for that. We're still working on that. But let's get right to the juice, why everybody's here. And as always, remember to comment, like, subscribe. If you find anything useful here, it helps us and it helps boost everything. So following that, let's bring out the release procedure. If you're new to this release show, we follow a pretty strict release procedure where it allows everybody to get the same number at the same time before we move these lines, and these lines will move. So we'll tell you what book, give you some time, log in there, then we'll tell you what game. Again, give you some time, find the game in question, then we'll tell you the market we're betting on. Give you some time. That's the third one. Then we'll drop everything else. We'll drop the player and then the bet over, under, and allowing everybody to get the same number at the same time. So in saying that, we got 2 releases. Are you ready, Derek?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay. Again, apologies for some internet issues. I don't know what's cracking, but we are over at FanDuel here for the first one. Boys over at FanDuel, widely available line, MGM Caesars, also your best bets here. FanDuel, MGM Caesars. This price at FanDuel. The game in question, Colorado at San Diego, Rockies at Padres. 4:10 game time, game 1 of a doubleheader. Rockies at Padres, the 4:10 game 1 of the doubleheader. The prop market we're looking for is pitcher strikeouts. Head over to FanDuel, go to pitcher strikeouts. Yu Darvish versus Ryan Feltner. For release number 1, we are going Colorado's Ryan Feltner under 4.5 Ks minus 160. Colorado's Ryan Feltner under 4.5 Ks minus 160. Let us know in the chat where you got it, what price, and if it's moving at those books. Feltner, as we were talking off air, Derek, very interesting case today. This could be a guy who could just go through the order one time in this situation. Just called up from AAA to make this start. 3 days rest, July 28th, pitched middle innings, 56 pitches in that outing. Wasn't even a start. And then looking at splits like you do for pitchers who play for Colorado, 5 starts from Coors Field this season, away from Coors Field, OPS of 806 compared to 740 at Coors Field. So Like the away splits here for Feltner. What are the projections and what does the bat like here?
Yeah, this is one where we kind of have imperfect information. So it could go either way, but I like the under here quite a bit. The bat's projecting 3.2 on about 65 pitches. Like you said, he's on 3 days rest. He threw 56 pitches 3 days ago. He's probably not going to be able to go super deep. Guys on 3 days rest. It's not like it was like a bullpen day for him, where, he just came in and threw 15 or 20 pitches. Like he came in, he threw almost 60 pitches. 3 days later, is he going to be able to throw 80 or 90? Probably not. The thing that worries me, it is a doubleheader day. They might need him to go a little bit more because of the doubleheader, but really, I just don't think he's going to be stretched enough to be able to go super deep. It's a low strikeout San Diego offense to begin with. And so, yeah, that's kind of the angle here. Imperfect information. We don't know how long he's going to go, but he's not a very good pitcher. It's not a very good strikeout matchup anyway. And there is some significant leash concerns.
Yeah, very significant leash concerns as we get back to the chat. Minus 155 at DK, minus 150 at 365. So those numbers a little better. Caesars minus 149. Jared says was 145 at another book. By the time I click submit, it went to minus 212. So that should give you, an idea of where the market is going. So Tony down there says no movement yet on DK. So with that one book moving to minus 212, we'll probably see it go that way. Would you be surprised to see him go 3 innings here?
No. Like, you mean if he gets pulled after 3 innings?
Like even just maybe he could be like a 17 pitch per inning guy, goes just 3 innings. Maybe one of those innings is longer, goes 60 pitches in 3 innings, and that's his day anyway.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if that's how it goes for him.
Yeah,
you never know. Maybe he throws 80 pitches here, is efficient, winds up going 5 innings. Like, you don't know, but I think odds are he's gonna have some kind of limit here.
And as one who is that Dane asks about some outs, as I try to bring up his out props to see if there's actually any there. Do you have any
earlier? I didn't see any available.
Yeah, nothing available because of the uncertainty in which he just pitched 3 days ago and 50 plus pitches. So there's a reason why there's no outs, but you can also use the same correlation to take the under 4.5 case, in which we did. And some people have got a better number, and that's fantastic there. Anthony says, what's up with the whiteboard back there? That is some foreshadowing. So yeah, fading Feltner on the doubleheader today.
I love it.
Usually, yeah. Last Friday was Blake Snell, and I probably won't allude to it once you guys caught on to it. So moving on, release number 2, the boys heading over to DK, also available at Caesars. So we're at DraftKings right now. If you don't have DraftKings, Caesars also has a good number, not the same number. The game in question here, Arizona at Cleveland. Diamondbacks at the Guardians. Jump into there. We're at DK. Arizona at Cleveland. As a guy holding a Guardians plus 400 ticket to win the division, big fan of the Guardians down the stretch here. Prop market we're looking for, pitcher props, head up there. Total outs. Arizona at Cleveland, total outs. Make sure our number is still there.
Still there.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm fantastic at reading. For release number 2, we're going Cleveland's Tristan McKenzie under 17.5 outs plus 155. Under 17.5 outs plus 155 for the Cleveland starter McKenzie. Let us know where you got it, where it's moving, the price you got it. DK New York not having total outs is very frustrating. Apologies to Matt. That's a very state-specific thing. There's not much you can do, I think, in that situation. So this is about plus 130 at some other books and falling. We've seen it fall and a couple other books. And as we were talking off air, this is a really good one because you look at McKenzie's numbers, you look at what he's done over his last 7 starts, a smaller sample size, and you see that he's probably topped this in 6 of his last 7 games. But projections say otherwise. Derek, what do you and the model like here in McKenzie, in which, I don't know, like I usually say, that the average bettor is probably looking at those numbers quickly and saying, I'll take the 17.5, but the market's following the other way, which is probably kind of a red flag.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's done this a lot recently. He's averaged 18.5 outs across all of his starts this year. So it looks like an overplay. The thing is, though, with McKenzie, his ERA right now is like 3.2 or something. And his xFIP and all of his, rest of season projections from the bat and steamer and everyone else, you look at FanGraphs, it's all like a run higher. It's all like low fours. So if you're getting lucky, you're not allowing runs, you're not allowing hits, you're going to be more efficient. You're going to go deeper into games, but that's not his actual true talent level. When you look at his true talent level and how deep he should be going into games, he should not be going this deep. This is one where the bat is projecting 17.6. So it's actually projecting right around this line. But when you're getting it at plus 155, it makes it such a good bet. It's basically a coin flip bet. The bat sees this winning 49% of the time, but you're getting paid out so well when it happens. You also compare this line to some of the sharper books. The line at Pinnacle was like plus 120. So plus 155 compared to plus 120 is a big deal. It's a difference in expected value of like $25 versus like $9. So once this line starts to move, I don't like it as much. At this number where we had it at a couple books, I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, just looking at his reference page here. Went into July with a low 4 ERA, which is what you had his projections at on the season. Then got to face, well, he saw the Yankees, he saw the Royals, Tigers, White Sox, and Boston, and now he's down to 3.24. So the larger sample size does have him at a 4.08 ERA going into the month of July before he faced three pretty weak offenses. So Tristan McKenzie under 17.5 outs. And this is a Cleveland team that also, if there's any trouble on the horizon in a game that they need to win in a division race where they're one game behind Minnesota right now, I'm sure they're not afraid to pull McKenzie in a tough spot. So Ryan Schultz says, would you play stolen base against Syndergaard, hoping he doesn't get traded? Is he starting today?
That's a good question. Is he scheduled to start today?
That would make no sense to me because I think he's probably the next pitcher to get traded today.
Yeah, he is scheduled to start today, but no, I don't think I would play against him. This is, I think there's a good chance he gets traded, so I probably would not take that risk.
Yeah, sense.
You can look, though, like if the lines are still there after the trade deadline, come 6:15 or 6:30 Eastern time tonight, if there's still good lines out there against him, then, we'll know by then if he's traded. So you don't have to jump on them, right away.
As Derek says, 6 o'clock, 6:15. The trade deadline today comes in at 6 o'clock. I don't think any trades can come in after 6 o'clock. I think that's
sometimes they don't get announced until a little later. So don't jump.
Exactly. If there might be some paperwork coming in late.
Yeah. But for what it's worth, the Oakland guys, Tony Kemp, Nick Allen, Ramon Laureano, even Elvis Andrus, their stolen base props all do project well if we do get Syndergaard.
Yeah, so keep an eye on the trade deadline there. Maybe he'll stay in the spot, but I think the probability is him going to Toronto or Philadelphia later today. So that's it for us. 2 releases. Going back, we hit Ryan Feltner under 4.5 Ks, minus 160. There were actually some minus 150s available. And then we hit Tristan McKenzie under 17.5 outs, plus 155. We saw that tumble to plus 125 by the time we had finished 2 sentences. So those are the 2 plays. Looking to go on another hot run in August to follow up a great June and July. Appreciate everybody's help here in the chat. Derek, as always, thank you. We'll see everybody back here tomorrow, Wednesday at 11 a.m.